stop it. Well, what a shot.
That was a great shot. It's a good break off from Michael Holt. Wouldn't be disappointed with that shot at all. It's the type of shot you would leave your opponent and you're keen for them to go for. That was a fabulous pot. He gets on this red correctly at the bottom of the pack, as you can see. Can't help but bring most of those reds into play. The only decision here, if he's on this red,
8,
is whether do you play it with backspin or topspin. My goodness, I thought he was going to hit that a lot harder than that and get the reds moving around. Very conservatively played. Only really brought one red into play. But he was going to smack that really hard. Played that shot quite well, played it with lots of right hand side. I don't know if he can get to the red on the pink spot or not. That's the one he's played for.
60.
Down to it quickly, so be on it. Played that red much firmer than the one before, and that was a much more difficult pot.
17.
Strange decisions here in the last couple of shots from Zintong, but as is his way, he just keeps potting them.
Sean, you've been a professional now for many years. One aspect of the game that's vastly improved. 22. That recovery blue. So many players now knock it in as though it's simple, when we all know it's a real examination of cueing.
Yeah, it was O'Sullivan really that started it. You know, in the early 90s, he was the one really that first, you know, if he finished near the pink spot somewhere along that horizontal line across the table, you just get down and pot the blue. And of course, players had done it before, but not with the sort of regularity that he started doing it and the ease of which he started doing it. And it's changed the game really. We talk about Hendry changing the game of break building with the blue split off the pink into the reds. O'Sullivan changed it again with that long blue to a baulk pocket. And it's a shot now that every professional player, you know, practices regularly. It's a shot that comes up so often.
Yeah, it was at that qualifying school in 1992 when he turned pro. Ronnie, I watched a lot of his matches up there, and that was one of the abiding memories, the blue whacking into the pocket. Now then, is that split any good? He might well have masked the black, which is clearly to his detriment.
Yeah, he can clearly pot the red nearest the left-hand corner pocket, as you can see, but because he can't get any spin on the ball, because of the red he's queuing over, makes it very hard. This is just as difficult. Red to the right middle pocket. Referee in, having a quick look to see if he's anywhere near the black with his arm. Now, this is the easier pot, but can't control the cue ball at all. But took a chance there to try and thread it through for the black, and it's worked out okay. But there we see another example. Pockets on these Rassons are just a little bit more generous when the balls are played at dead weight pace like that. That wouldn't have gone in on a star table. Near jaw first like that. Looked like it was going to stay, but it fell in.
What's 5? Yeah, grazing that near jaw and the death knell to so many breaks. Now though, we could be seeing his first century of the season. 52. In fact, the highest break of the tournament so far. We saw a couple of centuries yesterday. Anderson Lamb made a break of 100 exactly. 53. Aaron Hill, who won his group, had a run of 101, and that was the very first century of the campaign. .58.
And there's been a lot of talk about break-offs in the last few seasons. We've seen a lot of different styles, and maybe this frame is argument for that, because it was a good shot that Michael played. It wasn't a bad break-off at all. But that traditional shape of break-off that we're so used to seeing, you always leave your opponent a possible pot. I'm not suggesting that it's easy.
67.
But it's cost Michael this frame. Great pot from Zhao. And he's ran off into the distance. Now Michael needs snookers. What a break this has been.
And hard breaking for Michael Holt. when your last shot in any match is a really good one, it's tough to
75.
take.
$82.
Possible
83.
141 on here. That would set a good target for the high break, which, as we've said, can be a deciding factor should things go down to the wire in this group format. Highest break being the decider if everyone's level and can't decide who to get
90.
through. I think it's a good thing, the highest break being used in
91.
stuff like that. Encourages players to try and pot as many blacks as they can and get the highest break they possibly can for the day. This has been first class from start to finish.
99.
Now, who was it in the first frame who said he's not sharp? Oh, it was me, sorry.
104.
You've always been a good judge, Phil.
105. Unframed match.
Well, it's not going to be a